Frank Lavinia, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hey, whatever time it is on this spinning planet of ours where you are. My name is Frank Lavinia, and I have another canine co-host today who is a bit camera shy. She just jumped in my lap when I when I sat down to record this. So with that, today is Thursday, February 17th, and I had this thought actually last night as I was going to sleep. You know, you have those great ideas when you're in the shower, you're in the car, or just as you fall asleep. Um, Aside from me thinking that I do need a haircut, uh, the thing I thought about was if you've been following my feed, whether it's on YouTube or Twitch or LinkedIn, especially, you'll notice that I've discovered the wonders of AI created art. Now, that got me thinking, what does AI think of the art? So, um, I have right here, let's see, can I do this like that? Um, let's see. Not quite what I was going for. So let me turn off the comments for now. Don't worry, I'll still see them. All right. So ultimately, what this is, I'm going to put myself in the little window here. How do we do this? There we go. And I'll hide this. Hopefully, you're having a great day. And so, what I want to show you here, this is the intelligent kiosk. This is basically kind of a shell or a way to run a lot of the Microsoft cognitive services. Um, Even though I don't work for Microsoft anymore, I still think that the cognitive services are some of the best AI models out there that are kind of pre-trained. And I know that's okay if you disagree. I know that there's other ones, but I wanted to give this a try, and certainly I will try this with recognition or any other AI model that you suggest that I try. All right. So what this is here, this is you basically pick a picture and it will come up with a result. So, for instance, if I pick, I'll pick this one. And what this says is a graphical user interface slash text, no faces. For some reason, it didn't pick objects, but you'll see that it did pick up, did all do all the OCR on that. Surprised it didn't. So you see, it picked up all these things. Welcome to Red Hat. All right. So I took that on my first day actually at Red Hat. So big shout out to Red Hat. All right. So ultimately, I wanted to take some of the photos that I generated here. And so, for instance, this one here, this is a banner I made in Canva. And basically, a summary is it's a diagram. Well, that's interesting. But it did pick up some faces. It picked up the Pablo Picasso. It picked up, that is a famous Dutch painter. I forget who it was. Um, Thomas, Thomas Duclos. Congratulations. Nice. Congratulations. What are you going to study there? He just got accepted into the grad school at University of Alabama. That is awesome. Congratulations, sir. Hope let me know what you're going to study. That'd be cool. I bet it's going to be something cool in IT. That's cool. Awesome. Alabama. Cool. I thought you lived in New England, or is everything's remote now, so it doesn't matter like it used to. All right. So this is an example of an image that I created, and I gave it kind of Frank's World was the thing. So if you look, was the key phrase that I gave it, and this is what came out of, which I think is particularly interesting. And you'll see it says a room. Oh, remote. Very cool. Awesome. Congratulations. Congratulations very much. What are you studying? So you'll see this said a room with a character, a cartoon character. Faces, didn't pick up any faces. It did pick up some objects. This is interesting. Fish, person, spaniel. Now, well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm having a blast at Red Hat. There's some interesting things that are in the works. Um, so that's cool, man. That's awesome. Thank you. So this here was given the key phrase of Frank's World. I'm not really sure how it came up with a Death Star, a flying fish, a Springer Spaniel, and this, but it is interesting how, in terms of objects, it detected that this is a fish, that's a person, and that's a spaniel. I suspect some of this is there is a novel called Frank's World, which the cover kind of looks suspiciously like this here. And there is also if you go to franksworld.co.uk, not me at all. Um, it's about a guy who well, sadly passed away. I wanted to do like a joint thing with him for fun, but he was a singer and he passed away, and he kind of wore a costume that kind of looks like that. Let's see what we got here. So this is something I made. It's called Happy Birthday in the style of Ralph Steadman. And I did this for my birthday because I had a piece of artwork commissioned by AI for my birthday. But if you look here, it looks interesting. And let's see what it says. Diagram. That's what it says it is. The tags are interesting. Cartoon, child art, which I find is interesting. Sketch, illustration, drawing, art. Let's see. No faces were detected. What about objects? The object is a person, which, yeah, I guess it is. Text, no text. So let's go and let's try this one here. This is Picasso, and I want to pick a higher one, or a higher iteration. This was Robots Creating Art by Pablo Picasso. And this is a cartoon of a person with a mask on. It is interesting how it got up. Drawing, painting, graffiti, illustration, text. There are no text there. Objects, no objects. So this is interesting how this AI, now again, it's not really a fair comparison because this is a completely different neural network trained and not complained on completely different things. I just wanted to get its opinion of this. In the process of this, I accidentally discovered, check this out, that Suraj Raval is actually a recognized person in the Microsoft AI neural network, which congratulations, Mr. Raval. People love him or people hate him. Don't condone his actions, but he's pretty interesting. All right, so this is Red Hat. When I joined Red Hat, I basically said, Red Hat in the style of Stedman. Ralph Steadman is the artist known for doing a lot of Hunter Thompson's illustrations for his work. And we'll see that there's a red robot with a red helmet on top of it. Oh, that's interesting. No faces, no objects, no text. One more, and I'll get back to the comments. Let's see. This is Salvador Dali. Let's see what it says. This was Internet of Things by Salvador Dali, or IoT security. And we will see a background pattern. Okay. I guess art is subjective, even from AI to AI. All right, so this is a image I made. I just put in Bayonne as a photograph. Bayonne is a town in New Jersey where I spent my formative years. Although the architecture kind of looks like it pulled in Bayonne, France, which looks much more like that. This part here, the lower left, does look more like Bayonne, New Jersey architecture. This here, there's definitely French influence, but there's an American flag on top. What is this? And there's a boat in the middle, and the description is a large boat in the harbor. You'll see that it sees sky, ship, city, outdoor, water, building, harbor. Both cities are known for both are on the water, basically. Oh, here we go. Master of Library and Information Services, Digital Governance. That's cool. That's really up and coming. I was just talking on IM with Andy Leonard, my brother from another mother. Shout out to you, Andy, and co-host on Data Driven. About kind of, he's working on something that involves Purview. I don't know if he's allowed to say what it is, but he was messing around with Purview today, and it was we were talking about data governance and the importance of it. And I actually just finished a LinkedIn course. You can look in my profile, but I'll share the link later. Where it's basically kind of the importance of digital governance or data governance. It's pretty interesting. I mean, some of it's stuff that you think would be common sense, but common sense is not that common. Let's see, what is this? This is here. This one was something I called. This was entitled "Quantum Kitty Litter for Schrodinger's Cat." Um, no, you'll do see that the overall description is a little weird. It's graphical user interface. The tags are cat, cartoon, animal, carnivore. That's interesting. Um, Objects. So it did pick up mammal. That's interesting. Not cat, but mammal. That it picked up as a cat. Text, no text. Oh, just the letter O, which I suppose is to be the letter Q. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's try another. There was one I did where someone said that what I made looked like a robot Elvis or like an Elvis, a velvet Elvis. All right, so this is Keith Haring. Keith Haring is a graffiti artist, one of the first graffiti artists to really make it big. He was really big about when I was in high school. And a girl I dated in high school, actually, her brother knew him or something like that. So unfortunately, he died. Um, but what's interesting was that the key phrase for this was "robots creating art" by Keith Haring. And if you read my LinkedIn article, um, you probably saw this. So what's interesting is this is pretty close actually. This is a group of robots on display. Indoor text, floor art, cartoonist. It is interesting how each one of these kind of flags the idea of art. Um, that is interesting. Objects, no faces, no text. Interesting. Let's try one more. Here's Elvis. So somebody said something about we should do a Velvet Elvis. So I said Velvet. I said Elvis in space. Velvet Elvis in space by Greg Rakowski, who's a fantasy kind of fiction. His stuff is very ethereal. And what does it say? A person with a mask. Interesting. Person painting. So I did get that. Human face, screenshot, cartoon. One face. It's interesting how that's distorted, but the AI still sees it as a face just like we would. Says he's a male 31-year-old. Person. There's another person there. That's interesting. And no text. So I just thought this would be cool to kind of show what AI thinks of AI generated art. It's interesting to see where they overlap and where they don't. Now, some of it's not fair just because these are completely different neural networks trained on completely different images. I will need to double check that because I'm using something called I have to pull it up. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. I will find it. What is the network I used? Let me see if I can share that. I will share that window. So this is my Google Colab notebook that I'm doing this in. Oops, let me make myself smaller. Scroll down. No, 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 no. So that's VQ GAN ImageNet. There is a. Here we go. These are the ones the models that you download. So that's the one I'm using. Now it would be interesting to see. Oh, come on. Copy selection. It would be interesting to see if this neural network what its relation to, or this network here, ImageNet, what relation it has to the Microsoft one. I seem to remember hearing that it was trained on a standard set of images, um, which I don't think it was ImageNet. But if anyone in the if you know right now, you're watching this live, let me know in the comments. If you don't know, or you're not if you don't know, don't comment. But if you're watching this not live, you're watching the recording, let me know in the comments. But it would be interesting to see if I could run a system. So I create an R. Basically, you ask the same neural network or the same data was trained on, the same. Let me restart that. And clearly, I think my AM coffee has worn out. Um, would be interesting is that what we did was we generated with this, we generated the image with this neural net, this trained neural net, and I judged it on another neural net to which I'm not sure if they were trained on the same images. That could account for the discrepancy. Although for the most part, it got art right. It did get some things right, it did get some things wrong, but it's still pretty interesting. Is that what would happen? Because as I understand how GANs work or generative adversarial networks work, is that one there's two kind of actors in there, right? There's two kind of neural networks and they kind of duel over. It's like, hey, does this look like a Keith Haring artwork for you? Does this look like robots painting art by Keith Haring? And the other one will say no. And then the other one will adjust it, and they'll kind of argue back and forth about what looks like it. And after millions, thousands, or millions of iterations, you get something that looks believable. Now, in each one of the examples I showed today, I think I stopped at, it takes a while. I stopped at like 2000, I think at most. Right now, I have it set to do this. Right now, I actually created another one called Schnauzers Don't Dance. I actually saved it. I don't have it right now, but it basically was schnauzers on the dance floor, just standing there like this. It was pretty funny. There's a long story behind that phrase, but if you listen to Fat Joe, maybe you'll figure it out. Um, with that, and I was thinking the other day of my mom's favorite artist was Thomas Kincaid, who you probably see his stuff a lot, like and stuff like that. Not her favorite artist, but the one that she's bought a lot of stuff from. It'd be cool to like take a picture of her and then like have it kind of give it the Thomas Kincaid treatment. That would be interesting to see how that would generate. But I don't know why I got on that subject. Like I said, the coffee's running out. I just think it's an interesting time in artificial intelligence because you can debate it or not. Is it art or is it art with a capital A? But I also think that there's definitely some interesting kind of work in the cognitive space that's being done, both in Microsoft, outside Microsoft, and just across the industry. If you really want to keep up to date on the cool stuff that's going on, you got to check out this YouTube channel, 2 Minute Papers, and 2 Minute Papers on YouTube. Let me share my screen again. This YouTuber is awesome. He'll basically take a yeah, this is actually interesting. Mute this. This is essentially he'll take like a research paper and he'll go through it in about 2 minutes or so. In this case, it took him 6 minutes and 52 seconds, but he cut him some slack, right? Because this is complicated stuff. So basically, if you provide a sketch here, the AI will generate something like that, what you're seeing here. It's similar to kind of what the artwork I've been generating, but I think it's a little more interactive. And you'll see that you can also, this is basically similar to this, right? So snow mountains near a frozen lake with pink clouds in the sky. I would say that this stuff tends to be more photorealistic, would be the word I would use. You know what? Why don't we do an experiment now? I can always share that later. Snow mountains near frozen lake with pink clouds in the sky. Let's go here. Snow mountains near a frozen lake. Frozen lake with pink clouds in the sky. All right, let's run them all. And let's see what happens. It's going to take a few minutes. I'll post it as a comment to this video. You can check it out. It's going to download all this stuff. What I really got to get this working on is I got to get this working on OpenShift. Look at work by oh really, Paris-based company Obvious. So what do they do? Are they artists or are they generating like AI? The Parisian AI scene is pretty interesting. The French AI. When I was at when Kim and I were trying to make Data Leader a thing, We work with a analytics company based in Paris. They were cool. They were cool dudes. Um, so what is it? Obvious. They look at generative ad networks technique. Interesting. I'm assuming ad is short for adversarial. How is it? Paris. Yes. Oh, this is cool. Let me share the screen. I always like to like turn off the thing. Oh, okay, they're using obviously using generative adversarial networks. So let's see what we got. Um, Interesting. AI and art. They got a cool website. Artworks. Oh, they have NFTs. Interesting. Oh yeah, I is this the same ones that they do this thing where it looks like you're talking to the artwork so you can have that Mona Lisa like animated? I wonder if they do that. Why did this go completely sideways? Electric Dreams are interesting. It's just fascinating how this is going to evolve, and I think this is going to be another tool in artists' toolbox. Why is my internet so slow? Let's see, do we have an image yet? Nope, we're not there yet. It's interesting to see how this works. Facets of AGI. Faces or facets? Facets of AGI. Interesting. I mean, some of these look like stuff that I swear I've seen in other museums and stuff. I'll definitely have to check this out. What is this? Genesis Dreams, NFTs, non-fungible castle, non-fungible castle, NFCs. Um, Interesting. A map in motion of an artificially created world using generative adversarial networks on historical archives. Interesting. That's just fascinating. You can imagine kind of like the stuff that like could be done in the near future. This is fascinating. Thank you for sharing this, Thomas. This is pretty awesome. It's obvious-art.com. That's cool. Let's see. Oh, there we go. We're gonna get our first image. Dun dun dun. Okay. Now don't freak out. The first iteration usually looks like this. It'll take about 50 to 100 iterations before it starts looking like something. So I don't know if I'll be able to wait or entertain folks on this stream that long. Who knows? Maybe. Let me go to LinkedIn real quick. I'll share the link to that course I was telling you about. Hide all the messages. Here we go. Data strategy. This was a great course um, by Peter High, and it's a really good course. It's pretty short as these things go. It's like 45 minutes, and he talks about the relationship between data and strategy, who drives it, the pieces of it, and what this the new world of data kind of looks like at a corporate level. It talks about how chief data officers tend to have very short tenures at their various companies, the factors leading into that, all sorts of stuff like that. It's a pretty interesting go here. All right, and we have our second image. This is iteration 50. You're starting to see kind of the ice and the pink clouds. That's interesting. Huh. It's going to take about like 500 iterations, I think, before it'll start looking like something. But yes, so they get. I noticed this lately that Peter Hyde, no Peter High, like HIGH. Oh, I can zoom in, couldn't I? Dun, dun, dun. There it is. Did you get it? Did you get the spelling? Let me zoom out. Um, hey, it's not letting me zoom out. There we go. Peter High. So this is pretty cool, actually. And this is another one I started learning data governance. That looks pretty interesting as well. There's a whole bunch of stuff here. I think it's crucial. Yes, good tease for the next time. The full picture. I like it. I like it. You should be in marketing. Uh, before I do sign off, let's see what we got here. This is iteration 100, and you're starting to see. I mean, it's certainly fulfilling kind of the letter of the request, but not necessarily the spirit of it. You know, the clouds are not in the sky necessarily. It'll be interesting to see how this pans out. Um, Curious, very curious. All right. Well, thank you, Thomas, for watching live and commenting live. I really appreciate it. And if you have something that you'd like me to cover on one of these live streams, let me know. You can let me know in the comments below in whatever platform you're watching. Because I simultaneously stream to LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And I'm pretty sure there's one more I just forgot. Um, the magic of modern technology. So, with that, I'm going to sign off, and you have a fantastic day. And I'll play a really cool graphic because I like myself some animated graphics.